Okay, take it away.
What's that? Yeah. All right, good morning. I'm going to make a attempt of BSing my way through a impromptu classification talk. My name is Chip Schofield. My proper name is Hervey Watson Schofield III. And the last. My dad, Hervey Jr., was a member way back of Lansdale Rotary, which then became North Penn Rotary. So that was my upbringing, learning a little bit about Rotary. And this is, even way before the time that women were able to even join Rotary. Now women run Rotary, thank God. So anyway, I was active with the JCs in Lansdale, came up to Harleysville when I got married. We lived in Harleysville for 10 years. And the JCs, you're kind of exhausted at a younger age. And then the Harleysville Rotary formed, and Kyle Koffel joined, and I said, yeah, I'm ready to grow up. I'll become a Rotarian. So 1994, I came in and happened to be our charter year. And I've been in the Harleysville Rotary ever since. And it's, as you know, it's a great organization. And worldwide, the foundation is second to none. So a little bit about me. I small family. I have a brother, and we were. I was born in Roxborough, and then came here early as a young kid to Lansdale. Went through the public school system here, and a very educated North Penn product, of course. And I got married in '86, but we were able to buy a twin home in Harleysville in 1985. And we loved it. It was a small home, but we did outgrow it after 10 years because we had two little girls. And then we were able to have a new house built in 1996 in Hatfield Township. So we've been there ever since. Two daughters. Jennifer's 33. She's a pharmacist by trade. She was a member here briefly, but then she married and moved, lives in Annapolis, Maryland now, and she has a beautiful daughter, a little over 2 years old. Her name's Caroline, and there's another girl on the way due in May. And then I have another daughter who now lives in Seattle with her boyfriend, and they own a beautiful home overlooking Puget Sound and the stadiums, Seattle's Mariners and the Seahawks. And I love visiting there, but they're not even married. They're just living life. They're going to Switzerland skiing in a couple of weeks. And Jocelyn's 30 years old. So my wife is Jody. I met her way back, Harleysville Insurance, like 1982, something. And then I became an insurance broker. Jody is in IT. Still technically same company, even though they were bought out by Nationwide Insurance, and now she's working for a unit called Scottsdale Insurance, Arizona. I became an insurance broker, so I'm an independent agent, specializing in commercial insurance, and we're now owned by Univest. Univest acquired us around 2001. Univest is a great financial institution. Of course, our bank. We have wealth management, investments. We have insurance, and the insurance unit. We have almost near 100 employees, and my office is based out of Lansdale. We have several other offices, Lancaster County, Coopersburg, one in Maryland. But I'm not dictated to go to the office. I do what my clients tell me to do. And that's with COVID hitting and the electronic world, we everybody just ran with it. So I could be working from anywhere. I'll go to Seattle to work, I'll go to Annapolis to work, and I have a summer place at the shore, and it's a blessing. And it's like, it's selfish, but it's what COVID allowed us to do. It kind of forced us all to, those that can, to work remotely. Of course, I go visit clients. My insurance accounts, when you do commercial insurance, of course, you do property, like insuring this building. And there's so many aspects within the insurance of insuring a property, right down to business interruption. If this place burnt down, now there goes income. I do the workers' comp. There's many facets of different types of liability. General liability, just slip and fall, choking on your egg, chicken bone. Liquor liability, of course, that's always fun. And then there's I insure like anything from YMCA's with childcare, and then you get your horrible, types of liability with could be abuse, different types of abuse. They get the professional liability, whether I insure doctor's offices, radiology firm, malpractice. I'll do the cyber insurance right now. That's a tough one. Cyber insurance is changing every day. The policies that are available, if you can get it, are very, very comprehensive. I mean, it covers anything from stealing money out of your bank account to, your computer getting a virus, or being hacked and stealing customer information or HIPAA type of stuff, and then you're sued because of that. But qualifying for cyber insurance, every year you're jumping through hoops, and it's an underwriting nightmare. But at the same time, it's a good learning process for clients that need to keep their systems, in check. I'm not an IT person. I don't even, know how to use a computer, but that's about it. But it's pretty fascinating. But that's unfortunately takes a lot of our time, is the cyber insurance, because it's so real but so technical. So I insure a wide range of types of businesses. I'm not just pigeonholed into, say, construction, which I love, but I have big general construction firms, but I also have a zoo. We have Valley Zoo, the YMCA, I don't know, on and on. Just a lot of real country clubs, Indian Valley, Doylestown Country Club. That's all fun stuff too. Because when you think of, property, like at your own home, insurance companies not insuring your land, they're insuring your house or what's in your house. But at these country clubs, because the value of the fairways and the greens, they're so detailed and expensive, with the drainage and all the infrastructure of a golf course. So if somebody turfed it, or heaven forbid, which happens, there's yahoos with the truck that'll go turf a fairway or a green, and stupid stuff like that, then we would have coverage for that. So the property liability workers' comp comes with, we do the workers' comp. So anything that business needs is what we do. And I love it. I've been doing it for, 40 years, which is insane. So a little, in our industry, right now, the other big thing is and it's related to your home. What it costs to replace your bricks and mortar today, it could be way different than what you could sell your place for. Construction materials, labor, the time to get it done, and especially with a commercial building, costs are just skyrocketing. So if we're not staying on top of what your true value is to replace that building, I don't want to be the agent that says, sorry, we don't have enough insurance. So that's so that's a double-edged sword, because you have to stay on top of what it costs to replace a building, and on top of that, rates are going up. So nobody likes to hear that. But it's not, you got to do it right, or if you don't want to do it right, then we just need to be on the same page. A little back to me, I know Jackie's on, or was on, Jackie Burley. Jenna's Blessing Bags. I grew up with Ed Burley, met him in the 7th grade. Jackie then joined Rotary, I forget what year. Jenna's Blessing Bags is a great organization. Jenna had a real heart for the homeless, and all good work. And that bingo bag that's coming up, a lot of fun. I usually go to help set up. The other year I did sit down and play bingo. I was like one of the only men in a room of like 300 ladies, and I won Tory Burch or whatever. So I'm still looking for the shoes to match my bag, but so I encourage you to come. It's a fun thing, and it's BYOB. Back to Burley again. Ed, something you may not know about me. Ed Burley and Ed was a member for a little bit in Harleysville, and because of his job, he couldn't really hang on to our hours. So, but when Ed and I were young, we flew out to Portland, Oregon, went to the edge of the Pacific Ocean, and rode a bicycle to the Atlantic Ocean. And that was the trip of a lifetime, because what we saw in the United States was mind-blowing. Things that, in the first 4 times in my life that I was ever at Niagara Falls was by bicycle. And Mount Rushmore, and just goes on and on and on. We have a beautiful country, Upper Peninsula, Michigan, just great stuff out there. And we're blessed here in the United States. I rambled through that. Take it for a classification talk. Check me out here. So, any questions? I know insurance is a great subject. 7.5 weeks. We had 3 days off the bike, I think. One day, I remember in Butte, Montana, we woke up and a lot of people were sick. There was a group of 25. We had a motorcycle with us. He had extra wheels on the motorcycle in the back to replace our tires if one were bad. Toolbox, and then we had another wagon with our sleeping bags, stuff like that, tents, little kitchenette that we'd stop by the side of the road and make a soup or a peanut butter jam sandwich or something, sleep in somebody's park. I could go on and on about sleeping arrangements because they were what they were, wherever, could be a community hall. Luxury was a padded pew in a church. But anyway, 7.5 weeks it took us. And the day in Butte, Montana, where people were sick, Ed Burley and I, we weren't sick. But we were sick in head because we went out and explored the town. And there's a lot of bars in. I don't know. I think I was 20 at the time. I think it was a legal age, but we'd go in these bars and guys would have guns, holsters with guns, And that was all new to me, and we'd sit at the bar and, these old time bars with grandma in her nightgown or whatever, serving you a beer or whatever. And so people would ask, where are you from? Because we're not local, Oh, we're just riding a bicycle across the United States. And they're like, bullshit. So anyway, once they understood that we weren't lying, next thing you know, beers are on the house. So now we got to go back, and now we're up. Anyway, the organizers of the trip were not very pleased with Ed Burley and me, but there is a book about the trip. It's called Pilgrim on a Bicycle. A lady that did ride with us. I think she passed away by now. She was older at the time. Ed and I were 20, and I think they were later in their 40s. But anyway, this Mary Johnson, I think her name was, wrote a book, Pilgrim on a Bicycle, and it was an entertaining book because it tells the shenanigans that went on, and so anyway.
It's fun riding a bicycle when you're under the influence of alcohol.
No further
I
comment.
did that one time. I went to a cast party after a play. I rode my bike there, not thinking that I'd have to ride home again. about 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm trying to ride my bike on these backcountry roads, and I'm, all over the place. I made it home safely.
I'll tell you one thing, riding a bicycle with a hangover, no.
Not fun.
Do you still ride bike?
Not like now. I bought a good bike and it's hanging upside down in the garage. But I'll bike at the shore, yeah, all the hills. I love the hills at the shore. The big uphill going up under the boardwalk, right? Anyway,
Is your office still at the building?
yep, yeah, Univest bought that building from Gum. Yeah, around 2000, 2001 they bought it from. So Univest owns the bricks and mortar, yes.
Chip, speaking of insurance zoos, so on the news, Dallas Zoo that they have.
I saw that, yeah, somebody saw some monkeys. We do not insure the animals, and no, but we insure, of course, the trip and falls or somebody, gets nipped by an animal or, but it's kind of cool. From what I understand about these zoos is they all trade off with one another throughout the United States, like Lehigh Valley needed some giraffes, so I forget where the giraffes came from. And then they'll trade off to different zoos. It's kind of cool how that works, but one thing that did happen up at Lehigh, because it's a beautiful little zoo, 15 acres, it sits inside the Town Game Preserve, right? And I always enjoy going in there, and when I do business, then I'll walk around the zoo, and anyway. And then when you leave, you have to drive through the game preserve again. But I remember one year, and you see the buffalo or whatever, and some Yahoo one year shot one of the buffalo. They think they're hunting, right? And it's just stupid. But no, we don't insure the animals against sickness or death. All right.
Thank you, Chip.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes, and maybe that could be a fundraiser idea. Maybe we'll like the byways and highways of Lower Salford Township. Got all kinds of bike trails and things like that. I guess at this point we can go on to Brags and Stags.
I just bought the book, I'll give it.
Oh, you did?
$1.49.
All right, we got lots of hands here. Okay.
All right, a segue on what Chip was talking about biking across the United States. My wife several years ago came home, she found a guy from France riding a bicycle, coming home. She was walking the bike trail over to a golf course, and this guy's riding a bike, and he stopped, and he was going to camp right there. She said, well, come to our house.
Oh, wow.
No, she comes home and says, I had. So we were having major work at our house, and there's a portable toilet there. Well, you can sleep in our, in the yard and near the portable toilet. That's stupid. We have 3 bedrooms, we're only using 1. So he stayed the night, had a shower, and he biked around the world. He was in Europe. And he flew his bike to Australia, put across Australia, flew his bike to California, and he was on his way to New York City.
Wow.
So that was,
Yeah.
I took a picture of him and myself with my Rotary shirt on. So that's one. But my brag is I had a scan last week. I met with the oncologist. Spots on my liver. I still had some spots on my lung. Something showed up on my hips. He said, did you pull a muscle? He said, not that I know of. But after he left, I was trimming trees speed, going up and down the ladder for like 3 days in a row, so it's making me get an MRI. So far, it's working. My wife gets a scan next week, so we'll see if it's working.
Excellent. Thank you, Dean. Randy?
My surgery that I was supposed to have last Wednesday, it was rescheduled till next Wednesday. So I'm really hoping, look forward to these surgeries, but because if I don't get it done now, it's going to be a whole year. Trips and different things. So, I just hope that everything goes well and we can get it done. So, I'm going to try and join through the Zooms if I can for a couple of weeks.
Okay.
I'll check that out. I know Dale will be here for a couple of weeks. So, I'll get back as soon as I can. So, thank you.
All right, good luck with it, Randy.
Thank you.
Yep. Glenn?
I'm gonna miss you folks for 2 weeks. I'm gonna be taking my bride down to Cancun. It'll be the last year. We've been going down there for 30 years.
Wow.
Our time share is over. We'll find some other places.
That sounds great. Sounds exciting. Yes, Chuck.
I get change, I know how to do that. Last Thursday night, I think it was, they had cocktails with the governor of an Allentown at Brew Daddy's, and I've been trying to get together with Len. I had something for him, and so I thought, I'm Richard from Allentown, I drove up there, had a great time, met a lot of people. There was a lady, I gave her my card, she didn't have her card, so I'm waiting for her to get in touch with me, but she does something with the Rotary International fellowships, beer fellowship or there's a whole bunch. I have to look into it because I told her I'm a birder. I want to get involved in that. But she said, I would love to come down to your club and talk. So as soon as I hear from her, I'll put her in touch with Mark. And she said March would be great for her. So hopefully she'll be able to come down here and give us a talk on fellowships.
Excellent.
But it was a great time. We had, drinks and hors d'oeuvres and got to meet people from Allentown and Inez, and if there's anybody there from Bethlehem, but there were 3 or 4 different parties.
Okay. Okay. Excellent. Thanks, Chuck. Go to Lon and then to Mark. Okay.
Lon first. Bragg, my wife and I are expecting our 5th grandchild in July.
All right, go ahead, Mark.
Mark?
You can hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Just information, I had reached out to Tina and Todd because I hadn't seen them for a while, and Todd had just given me a response I wanted to share. He said, thank you so much for reaching out. We really enjoyed the people and most of all the work that Rotary does in the community. Unfortunately, our work schedules and life schedule has recently changed. It's not possible for us to be involved in the way we intended. As we get further into 2023, 24 and things change, we'll look to re-engage. Please give our best to the group. So all the best from them.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Anyone else? Any final comments before we conclude for the day?
Oh, 50-50, yes. Yeah, we have 50-50.
Oh, I'm sorry, the raffle, 50-50. Okay.
$8299.
8299.
And I forgot to bring my green tea along.
Wait, who won?
Sounds like a plan.
Looking for some walking money in Cancun here.
That's a good thing it's out of my pocket.
Wow. Hey, the odds are improving. Okay, so is the pot.
Do we know where the pot is right now?
It was 6:25? Yeah.
It's 6:30:05, plus the last 2 weeks.
Geez, that's good enough.
So we're getting close to $700, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. That'll pay for club breakfast for a couple of weeks. Okay. Any final comments? Okay, everyone have a great week. You know, when you go out and about in the community, you know, you want to make sure you look for people who might be great candidates for a club, even if they just want to come and visit and see what Rotary's about. Maybe we'll sign them on as members, kind of like on this day in 1913, when Jim Thorpe signed a Major League Baseball contract with the New York Giants. So as we leave today, we are going to simply talk about Rotary today. Thank you,